Zane here says Martinez and Rafinha are good signings only if Arsenal sign a CM. 2 with Partey's injury record. Improving the 11 is as important as adding. Corey, I want to ask you about that. Talks are you're calling on Yuri Tielemans. If you end up with Rafinha and Martinez, who can play a little bit of midfield, but you don't sign another CM, would you be disappointed or would you still remain happy and positive?
I would be honest, that was my main position I wanted sorted for years, man. You know what I mean? We're stuck with the granite, you know what I mean, the brick and Mohamed El and Iniesta, man. You know what I mean? We're stuck with those two. If Partey gets injured, you know what I mean, we're in trouble. And you know what I mean, Tielemans, you know what I mean, he's a quality player, but I don't think he's very mobile. And you've noticed in the Prem, you know what I mean, especially if they're playing free in the midfield, he can get found out, especially if they're not mobile. Basuma was on my top list, man. I was salty as hell, man. I was salty when he went to Spurs, man, because I think he would have been the perfect competition for Partey. Because, you know what I mean, Partey's since he's came to the Prem, he's just been injury ravaged. And I think that for me, if we don't get that position sorted, I will be disappointed. Don't get twisted. If we get all the business done, I'll be happy. But that is one of the main positions I wanted sorted from, you know what I mean, from 2 years ago, really. We brought him and we haven't brought in an adequate or even replacement because, you know what I mean, he's getting on himself. He's, 29, going on 30 this year. So we ain't got many years left of him. And, you know what I mean, like I said, Tielemans, he's a quality CM, but I don't know, he kind of lacks in that defensive aspect. He's quite... No, he's not Granit Xhaka, you know what I mean? He's a lot better player, but he's not mobile, you know what I mean? And I think Basuma would just be perfect in that, man. But missed out, man.
I think it's interesting. I mean, there's links to... I want to say Rennes, might be Lille. I know it's a French club, Fofana, I believe. Arsenal have been sort of loosely linked with today. A lot of people rave about him and think he's talented. The cooling on Yuri Tielemans is an interesting one for me. I kind of get they say to focus on signing other players. It doesn't still 100% make sense to me. Because if it's like a key position and it's done, and right now no one else is in for him, and you've got the money for the other people, you just get it done, didn't you? It's slightly like I get the theories and I understand the logic that's being presented, but this, you know, sometimes when someone tells you a story in the back of your mind, you get this little voice going, "Bit of Billy bullshit." I don't know, something about it in the back of my mind's like, I don't know if I believe that. And like, I'm bigging up Arsenal's transfer window; it's been really good. But there's something about the Tielemans thing where I feel like there could be a new target. It could be they're not going to buy a midfielder. I just sort of feel like it was the fan theory that we don't need to worry about him because nobody else is in for him, so we can put it on the back burner. I feel like you would never do that to a player that you really, really wanted to sign. Because what if, while you're looking over there, next man takes him? Like that's the bit. I don't know.
But for me, I felt like me looking at Arsenal's business, they don't need to sign Tielemans because they got Vieira. I feel like those are two players that are quite like comparable. They're looking for someone who's like a defensive midfielder. Like that's what they're
can play that role. That's the thing. If he needs to, he can play that role. So if they actually do get him, which I really hope they don't, he can play that role for them. So you don't want Martinez right now. It seems like you're buying him as first choice center back or to compete with Gabriel and. Okay, first choice center back. I should just say that because he's going to oust one of those guys. But if Partey got hurt in a pinch, a good manager could probably put him in that same role. His distribution's fantastic. His distribution's great. And that's something that's really important from that position. And his positioning, and he's more mobile, exactly as you said, because people have asked me about why I don't like Tielemans. It's exactly that. He's not really mobile. He's pretty one-dimensional, in my opinion.
He's got a bit of blubber, isn't he? He's got a little bit of blubber.
He kind of looks like he's built like KJ, you know. So like
he's got a little bit like he's got a little bit of a dad bod. He's got like a dad bod, isn't he?